Oh no.
Huh?
Hello, motherfucker.
Bruh. Bruh. Bruh.
My ears burn. What the fuck was that?
Subscribe, like, hit the bell. Let's go. Yo, what is good, everybody? I'm back to another Anime Mania video, and I'm back. So I did another video on a different game. I hope you guys like that. But today I'm gonna do a little bit something more unique. I did another video similar to this, doing it with 2 other mythicals, but now there is 3 other mythicals that came out in this new Jojo update, which, as you could see, or you already knew, is Dio over Heaven, Giorno Giovanna, GER or Golden Experience Requiem, and Tusk Act 4 Johnny Joestar Crippled Gang Leader. Alright, so today I want to do something different. I want to actually compare the 3 different mythicals and see which of them are actually the best out of the 3 and which one could be the worst. Right? That doesn't mean that they are the worst. That doesn't mean they're bad. It just means that they are the least powerful out of the 3. So, by the way, this is just going to be strictly my opinion, so if you have any other opinions, put it in the comments below. But this is my opinion. Don't take it out of context and say like, oh my god, this is everybody's opinion and you think that, oh my god, you're so wrong. No.
Nope.
Right, this is just my opinion, and it could be somebody else's, but it's just what I think. But yeah, I'm going to rate it on 4 different things, which is damage, AoE, cooldowns is sustainability, damage is their overall damage, AoE is their overall like AoE and their area of effect of where they actually hit, and then we have cooldowns, which we can see how long they last, and let's see if the cooldowns can be done after another skill, so you could keep doing it over and over again. And then finally sustainability, which contains iframes and healing, and just overall if they could survive with all their moves. But yeah, before we start, we're actually no, we're not gonna do anything before that. Let's just start. Alright, so the first character that we're gonna do is right here, is Dio over Heaven.
Hi, how are you?
And yes, he might be looking crippled, but it's not. It was just a Tusk animation. So let's spawn these little dummies in, and so basically how this is gonna work is basically I'm gonna show you guys all of the characters through straight facts. Alright, I'm gonna slow it down. You guys are gonna see slow down too, and I'm gonna do the math. Alright, I'm gonna be a mathematician for the first time in my life, and I'm gonna do some mathematics and see how much damage they actually do, and you know, just become smart. Alright, 2000 IQ brain right now. So alright, let's go for the first move. It's Barrage, and let's go. So that did 25 damage. I slowed it down on my phone, and if that was 157 times 25, that would equal 3,925. So let's write that down. Class, write this down, alright? 3,925 for the Barrage. Next up, we got Swift Death. So Swift Death does around 12 hits. So if you do 12 hits times 157, that's 12 times 157 equals 1,884. 1,884, write that down, remember. And then we have Reality Override. So we do this. 1,047. That's 1,047, and then his last move does not do any damage. So in total, we have 3,925 plus 1,884 plus 1,047, which gives us a total of 6,856 damage a ruse. So not bad, pretty good, but you'll see the other characters are they're nuts. They do way more. But actually, you know what? Instead of just waiting and wasting your time, I'm actually just gonna tell you it right now. So the damage is 8 because the other character is gonna do way more damage, as you will tell. But it's still pretty good. The AoE is actually really nice. If you do Universal Halt like this, and then do Barrage, anything here will get, everything here will get hit. So his AoE is nuts, and also his swift death is AoE, and his reality override is also AoE, so not bad. I gave that AoE a 10. And then for cooldowns, I give it an 8 because it's still really nice. His cooldowns are pretty low. Let's go check it out really quickly. His cooldowns are pretty low, 12, 8 seconds, which is really good. 35 is a little bit long, and then 20. But the reason why I give it an 8, even though some of these moves are long, is because the universal halt. This will keep the cooldowns on bay, and you will get them maybe even during the universal halt. So it's really nice. You can get your cooldowns back up, and you can heal. So that's nice. So like I said, I'll give that an 8, but then sustain is a whole 10 because, well, universal halt stops time for 6 seconds, so that gives you time to run away and heal, and reality override also heals you to 100 HP, so that's really nice. So overall, out of the whole score, he gets a total of 36 points out of 40, so that's 36 out of 40 for Dio over Heaven. Up next, we're gonna switch over to Giovanna. Alright, now that we got Giovanna, let's see his moves. So the first one is Life-Giving Tree. So this does 523 every second, and it does it 5 times. So if we do the calculations, 523 times 5 equals 2,616. So write that down, 2,615. And then we have the barrage. Let's do it. So that barrage does around 17 hits, and it does 52 damage. So 17 times 52 equals 884. Write that down, 884. Up next, we got Life-Giving Shot. So this is going to be weird, alright? There's going to be 2 different damage outcomes if you use all the moves, and this is going to rely on return to 0. So I'll talk about that in a bit. So Life-Giving Shot does 1,257. So that's 1,257. And then finally, return to 0. So that does 261 damage 4 times. So 261 times 4 equals 1,044. Write that down. And then we'll have to do something different in here in a bit. So basically for Giovanna, if you do return to 0, it will buff his Life-Giving Shot, and it does a ton of damage. So let's quickly do it. So now if we spam Life-Giving Shot, it will do, look how much damage it does. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So in total, he does 13 times 1,257 would return to 0. So 1,257 times 13 equals 16,341. Jesus Christ, that's a lot of fucking damage.
Jesus Christ.
So the thing that I was talking about is basically, if you're not going to use return to 0 with Life-Giving Shot, then you do only the 4 moves instead of the 16,000. But if you do return to Life-Giving Shot, you will do 16,341 plus the other moves except for the original Life-Giving Shot. So this means the total damage amount is 2,615 plus 884 plus 1,257 plus 1,044 for the first number, which is 5,800. But then if you add 16,346, this will give you 16,341. This will give you 20,884 if you subtract the 1,257 at the start. So in total, he could do around 5,800 through 20,884 damage. Holy fucking shit, that is a lot of damage. That is nuts. Oh my god. And look at this, look at the dummy's HP, it's already deleted. So that's a lot of damage. So let me quickly put in my data so I can tell you guys what he's all about. So in total, for the data, Giovanna has has 10 out of 10 damage, as you could tell. His AoE is 8 out of 10, which if you didn't already know, he does have AoE. Return to Zero is AoE, and also Life-Giving Shot is also AoE. As you can see, if you place down a tree, it'll do half that damage, 1,257. But if you place it near them, it'll make scorpions and hit them for 1,257. So it's nice AoE, and it'll hit multiple characters around the area. So it's not bad, but not as good as like Dio Over Heaven. So I'll give it around, you know what, I'll bring it down to a 7 just because it's not straight up AoE. But then his cooldowns is 9, so let's quickly go check that out. So the reason why his cooldowns is 9 is because you might see that all of his moves is long, but Life-Giving Shot is 4 seconds with 120 at base. And if you boost that with Return to Zero, which takes a little bit for the animation to actually happen, you could spam the hell out of this, and Return to Zero will be back to use. So it's really OP. It's nice. It's really good, but not like straight up godly cooldowns. It's still really good. 9 out of 10. And then for sustain, I'll give up my 10 out of 10 because he does have iframes for all of his attacks, and his Life-Giving Shriek gives 50 HP each for around 5 seconds or 5 ticks, so that's 250 damage. That's a lot of damage, and also Return to Zero lifts you into the air and gives you iframes. So it's pretty OP. It's really good. So in total, his number output is 36 out of 40. But if I was gonna be for real, I'll give his damage over the cap. His damage is actually nuts. I'll give it it was basically double, right? And so I'll give it 15 out of 10 because his damage is just nuts. So this might go over it. I don't know. It doesn't really matter at this point. That's 46 out of 40. That's how good GR is. And then finally, we have your boy Johnny Joestar Tusk Act 4. And this guy, I'm gonna tell you right now, if you guys haven't already seen him, this man is a machine gun. Fucking damage. Straight up damage. No need, he doesn't need heals, he does straight up damage. So let's do all of his moves. Let's go, let's start with Barrage. So that hits around 17 times for a total of 125 damage. Let me quickly check again. Yeah, so 17 times 125 equals 2,125. 2,125. Up next, we got Nail Shot, which shoots 6 times. As you can see, 471 6 times. So 471 times 6 equals 2,826. Write that down. And then he has Golden Triangle, which is just a normal shot. 366 to be added. And then finally, we have to slow this down, but I already did it for myself, so I already know how much damage. But for you to see, let's do it. Wormhole minigun, let's go! So from what I've counted, it does around 25 to 40 damage, which is a really wide margin. But if we do the calculations, 366 times 25, that's 9,050. But then 40 times 366 is 14,640. So we'll put in both of those calculations. So in total, he has output damage between 14,467 through 19,957, which is a really large gap. It depends if you hit them, but also that is a ton of fucking damage. Holy shit, that is a lot of damage. This rivals GER if you hit all of them, so that's nutty. But yeah, overall his damage is nice. And let me quickly place down my data. So in total, I gave Tusk 15 out of 10 damage, similar to GR because you saw his damage. His AoE 7 out of 10. because it is still AoE, just like this. Anything that gets hit around it will basically also get hit. So that's an AoE, but not really as good as Dio over Heaven. So, yeah, it's not as good. So I give it a 7 out of 10. For cooldowns, I gave it a 9 out of 10, which is really good because all of his moves are really low on cooldowns. So let's go quickly check. As you can see right here, 12, 15, 15, 25. So fairly low cooldown. But if you use all these moves right here, Golden Triangle into Barrage Nail Shot, and you will have enough time to do wormhole, and then you'll have your cooldowns right back up so you could use them again. So it's pretty fucking broken. This character is nuts. And in total, also his sustain is 7 because he doesn't have any heals or anything like that, but he does have iframes for all of his moves. So you'll need like a healing character like GR, like I said, or Marco. So in total, this character has a total of 38 out of 40 rating. So out of this, I'm gonna say, out of my calculations, I'm gonna say GR is the best character, Tusk is the second best character, and Dio over Heaven is the third best character. And that doesn't take anything away from anybody below GR. They're still really good. It's just that they weren't on par with, you know, GR's no, my calculation. Like I said, this is my opinion, like I always say. So this is what I think, but GR is probably the overall best character because of his heals, damage, and that nice cooldowns. But then Tusk also has really good damage, but no good heals. And Dio is like a combination of both of them, but not as much damage. So what do you guys think? Do you guys agree, disagree? This is just straight facts. So maybe if you don't agree, then you're disagreeing with science and math. But yeah, it honestly depends if you like him or not. It's your opinion. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let's subscribe, comment if you already haven't. That'd be greatly appreciated by me. And I'll see you boys and girls in the next one. Peace.